Hello everyone in cyber world, welcome back to another video. I'm Richard.
And I'm Jennifer, and this is our channel we call Poor Man's DIY. This week's project, we made this.
Okay, for this we're going to use our sled. And we're going to be cutting this at 24 inches, but need to raise this up a bit here. Okay, and find our mark. Always use protective gear. So here's how we're going to do this. I just happen to have a metric measure here, so we're going to go ahead and use this. I'm going to go with 25 centimeters on this one here. And what we're doing is we're going to create a line that's 25 centimeters in length here, and simply draw a straight line there. Then we're going to do the same in two other locations, and it doesn't have to be perfectly parallel or perpendicular to this. We're just going to find three different places where we're going to measure exactly 25 centimeters. Now what we need to do, I should have measured this before, but we need to find the midway mark on this one here. So each one of these is going to be 12 and a half. That's where we're going to mark a little dot on there on each one of this, which it makes it the center at 12 and a half. Okay, now what we're going to do is use this square. We're going to use a little straight line on here to create a square. Square this up here and draw a line. Do the same for the others. And you will see that where all these intersect, that is the center of the circle. We're not actually going to be drilling in here, but I'm going to show you some more stuff on what we're going to do with this. This is going to allow us to create an equilateral triangle with inside here, so that we know we can put the legs in the right places. In order to do that though, I do also have to mark this one up as well. So we're going to go ahead and just do the same thing with 25 centimeters. Mark it at 12 and a half. Now we have dead center on both of them. All right, now that we have dead center, we also need to make an equilateral triangle in here so that we can put legs in the perfect places so that it's well balanced. In order to do this, we're going to take the center and draw a straight line from top to bottom. This one here is going to be point, we'll say A, all right? Now, we're going to take the second one. Actually, we're going to do the same thing here. Might as well just use the line that we already have. Now, what we're going to do is, this is point A. We're now going to take this here and line it up to match right with the dot. When you do that, you can now mark where this curve touches here and this curve touches here. You now have point B and point C, and between here, here, and here, you should have a perfect triangle. Hang on. In theory, that should work. Let's make sure. That looks like it's about 13, 12 and 3/4. I'm nervous. Did my math work? 12 and 3/4. 12 and just under 3/4. Oh no, 12 and 3/4. All right. So we now know that this point, and this point are the perfect triangle. So when we add the legs, I mean, we could put them as close to here as possible, but we'll just draw in and maybe come in an inch on each one of these, from each one of these points, and it should be well balanced and be able to handle that. Okay, so now we're gonna have to repeat the same process on this one here by lining up, oh wait, we're gonna line up point A to that. That's lined up, nice and straight. And so that's points B and C. And we'll use those to base, we'll come in an inch off each one of those maybe, and then just put some legs up there. Maybe a little bit more than an inch. All right, we'll figure that as we go. All right, now, the next thing we're gonna do is we're going to drill holes in here in order to put these on. We're gonna do a little bit different. Technically, I think we probably could just drill a little hole in here. We're gonna use some dowels. We'll drill a hole in here, add a dowel, drill a hole in there, add a dowel. We could glue it and stick it on there, and actually that should be good enough, but I was thinking about, just to make it a little more solid, to make sure that it's holding with more glue than just this and the dowel, I'm gonna cut out a little hole here so that it goes in deeper, and then I can also get glue around the surface, which should keep it from wobbling and falling off easily. So just to be safe, we're gonna go in maybe about 1/4 of an inch into the wood, and so we're gonna do that by using hole saws. All right, so what a hole saw does is, just as it describes, it is a saw that attaches with a drill bit, and when you attach it, the drill bit becomes a guide, and it drills through, and once this part of the saw goes on, it will drill a hole. Now, this is designed to go all the way through the wood. We don't want to do that in this particular case. So what I want to do is I don't actually want to use this drill bit. So what we're going to do in this particular case is we're going to remove the drill bit with a little Allen wrench here. Loosen up that and remove the drill bit. And now we have a cutter, a hole cutter that we want, the way we want it. Now the problem is, if you were to use this with a drill and try to go in here, it's going to move. You are not going to be able to get a good circle. So what I did was, in advance, I used the same thing with the drill bit and I cut out a hole. All right, now what I'm going to do with this is I will leave this here as a guide, and then I can use my drill and go in here, and it's not going to drift, and it'll go here. I will also going to put some tape on here at the right length that I want it to go in, the right, so that it goes in. I don't want to go in too far because this could go straight through it, and I don't want a hole on the front of the table. So probably only want to go into it maybe a 1/2 inch tops, and then when it comes out, this is not going to be a full hole. It's just going to be a circle that's cut out. We're going to have to use a chisel to flatten it out, empty out the insides, but we'll show you how we're going to do that. So let's get on with this. We're going from the end point to the center and going in 2 inches. I'm going to mark that, and we're going to go ahead and mark where we are going to drill. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and repeat on this one as well. Okay, so now that we got that, we're just going to we're going to be cleaning these out a little bit better, and it should be a pretty good fit between some glue in here, some dowel in the center. This should work out quite well. right, we just wanted to show you how simple it is to make this table. Now, although I gave you instructions on how to cut things out, chisel it and so forth, you really don't have to go that drastic. It can be something just as simple as using a dowel and some glue and without cutting things out, and it will hold up fine. This isn't going to be meant as a stool, so it is strong enough, and it will be strong enough with just a dowel just to hold up something minor, hold up your keys or a little clock or something along those lines. The idea here, along with one of the next videos, is to make something that's simple that you really don't have to have a lot of skills to do, but it's a learning project, and from there you can grow even more.
Next week's video, we don't know what we're going to upload yet, but we do have several projects in the works and actually that are completed. So until then, bye-bye.